Hello! So today I would like to talk about homemade watercolor. I've been on a subscription with Jazper Stardust, and it has been almost a year now, and I've kept some of you for you guys so that you could see. I love the watercolors. I'm just going to say it right now. I would not have a subscription if I did not. And so basically in the subscription you receive a box like this every month. Sorry, that was probably very noisy. So with the subscription you receive, it's the same every month, this little box. And inside there are the watercolors. Like that. And there are always gifts with it. This is another bottle of a binder because some of the colors that it has are very granulating and made with the actual mineral, and sometimes it requires a little bit more binder for it to stick to your surface, whichever surface you're painting on. And these are liquid. He has started to do liquid watercolors, and I haven't tried them yet, so I'm very excited to try it. And there are always little gifts, always stickers, candy, and oh, you know what? I think these are, the very old-fashioned watercolor. They are very transparent and they were made to tint photographs. I think that's what it is anyway. I do have some of those. They are great when you're traveling. I'll show you how to use it. And there are always little stickers. And sometimes there are, the gifts change every time. Here's a Le Bon. And more stickers. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, I'm very excited. I don't think I've ever tried one of these watercolors and not liked it. So, and on top of that, when I got the subscription, he included this hand-carved watercolor brush. So this is a Kolinsky Sable. You choose the size that you want when you order, and it's lovely. The feel of the brush, I use it a lot. You can see it has changed color because of course it gets wet, and it's just lovely and weathered, and I love the brush. It's really, really lovely. So I'm going to swatch probably everything that I have. I was thinking initially that I was going to do it like once a week on YouTube, swatching, but I'm going to be traveling a lot this year. And so I need to make watercolor palettes. And so this is the first step for me to choose all my colors and make my watercolor palette the way I want it. I'm going to be in quite different locations, and the first one, and I'm going there in June, is Hawaii. So I think I'm probably going to. I thought it would be fun to make a palette for each trip that I'm going to go to. So I'm going to go to Hawaii, France, and Outer Banks in North Carolina in September. So let's start. So I will be swatching on Fabriano Watercolor Hot Press Studio Watercolor. I love this paper. is the reason. I mostly, well, I was going to say I mostly like smooth painting surfaces, but that's not actually quite true. I do use a lot of texture when I'm painting on wood especially, but even on paper. However, I do love hot press paper. I feel that the colors are more vivid on it, and I know some granulation and some effects are easier to achieve on cold press watercolor paper, but I don't know. I've never had a problem to achieve what I wanted to do on hot press, and I think the colors look better on it. So I had thought of actually swatching in a sketchbook that I would keep for just swatches of all my colors, but first of all, I have a lot of art supplies. I use a lot of different media, and what is actually easier for me is to have more loose, so that I can have it on my table. It doesn't take a lot of room, and when I'm working with the watercolors, I can just put it right there and see all the colors that I have very easily without having to sort through a sketchbook to find the page where I swatched these particular watercolors. So I don't know, I thought that's what I do usually, and I'm going to do this for these watercolors. And on top of that, it's easy when I've filled up all of these. If I need more room, it's easy to fold watercolor paper in half and put it right there. So that's what I'm going to do. And I thought initially also that I was going to talk as I am swatching, but since there are so many, I think I'm just going to speed up through the process, and I will talk at the end of my impressions and how I like working with these watercolors. I thought the only thing I was going to show you would be the various little gifts that come with it, if that is of interest to you. I mean, these watercolors are so great that I don't feel like I need extra gifts with it. The subscription is a very good value. I'm just gonna say that. It's, you know, it's just really good. That's the liquid one. Some more stickers and candy. And yes, I do eat the candy. Let's take a peek. Oh, I mean, look at these. It feels like such a gift every single month. I get such a thrill when it's in my mailbox. Oh, let's look at this one. Oh, travel made. That's a travel paintbrush. That's, well, that's going to be perfect for me. I will I'll try this one, and if I like it, I'm going to take it with me. And the last one. So usually you receive 6. Let's take 6 a month. Whoop. Oh, and this time I got tea, sweet cinnamon spice. Yes, in this one I received 12, which is a very nice surprise. That's a Van Gogh, a sticker of a Van Gogh painting. Alright, I think I've opened everything and I need to remember to do these two. And I'm going to clear up my table and let's start. I just wanted to show you when they are all like this, the lovely range of color. I mean, he's got the most colors I've ever seen from any other merchant, whether it's handmade or commercial. It's a lot of fun. I use a lot of different colors in my paintings, so it's, yeah, I can't resist. It's they're just beautiful. Okay, enough talk. I'm going to unwrap them and label them and start swatching. So I thought I would talk to you while I'm finishing these last 12 colors. I also wanted to show you, I know that some people are concerned that it's hard to wet handmade watercolors sometimes. And for sure, and it's not just these, I mean, you know, it vastly depends on the pigment, and of course what is used as binder. But actually, even the ones that are not handmade, I've had some Daniel Smith, for example, that were a lot harder to re-wet. I think the easiest one to re-wet ever are M-gram, because I think they put honey when they make the paint. But this is, I'm not sure why that's an issue. I mean, you know, if you have to apply 2 coats, you know, I mean, it's just a few seconds. It's not a big deal. Whoa. This one is genuine Carmine. This is a very beautiful color. But I hope you can see the reason why I like these so much is the range of color is it's just amazing. So the travel brush works just fine. But for sure, this is a lot nicer. So I'm going to continue on with it. So it's got like several, okay, I'm not paid to tell you all this. I just really like the paints, but it has several different ones, I mean different collections, like decay, and he has fluorescent, and you can choose between, I think it's 3 types of okay, my brain stopped working for a minute. 3 types of subscription, so you can choose depending on, you know, the type of painting you do, the kind of colors you like. I can't remember what mine is called, but they are a bit more moody type of colors. I didn't want fluorescent, for example. I mean, fluorescent can be fine, can be fun, of course, but not what I'm looking for. I use the poppy a lot. And that, I'm not sure what it is called really, burgundy gray maybe? Let's see, or burg gray? See, this type, for example, is harder to re-wet. Because, of course, it's also a matter that it is a very light color, which I'm very thankful for. I have a tendency to go for really bright colors and that have a lot of punch, but lately I have been trying to pick more neutrals, because otherwise, well, first of all, I want to try new things, but also you know, it's nice to have a color that rests the eyes. I'm sorry if you are hearing all the noise, it's my air conditioning. It's very hot today. I find it difficult to do watercolor when it's really hot. It dries so fast. That's a very pretty color. So this one is Cobalt Cerulean. Yep. So I've been replacing my watercolors, like, you know, typical brands like Daniel Smith, Winsor & Newton, with as much handmade watercolors that I can. I like supporting other artists. And I find the quality of the paint just as good. I think the only thing missing is that usually they come in paint pans, which is great. However, sometimes the way that I paint, because it's so watery, I like to put quite a bit of paint from a tube directly on my palette, and can't really do that with handmade paints. So here's the soda light. So all the ones that are left are very pale colors. So we'll see if I can even So a lot of the paints that I've been getting are made from the actual stone, and not like, you know, Daniel Smith has these collections that are made from minerals also, but it turns out that there is a very small amount of actual mineral in it, and the rest is synthetic. And I was kind of mad when I learned about this, not because they had put synthetic. I mean, you know, they are making their paint. I don't have a say in how they make their paint, but because they really made it sound like it was just the mineral, and it was not. Because for sure, when you use directly the minerals, well, some of them are going to be very pale, like the soda light. But I mean, I will put it closer to the camera, and I'll take it outside for you to see, so that you can see what it looks like in the natural light. But this is extremely lovely. This is very delicate and a beautiful color. I love the buff. I find it a really nice color to have to mix. Let's try rhodonite, which again is an actual stone. Yeah, very subtle. It will be nice in combination with another one, or just for, especially for portraits, I would think. Although a delicate watercolor painting of landscape with a soda light and rhodonite would be really lovely. And the last one, Alba. Another very light one. Well, with a name like Alba, we all knew. That's nice. Oh, and I do have this, I think it's deep coral, which is the liquid one, which is pretty cool. Let's see, I haven't tried it yet, so. Oops. Ooh, I like that a lot. Very nice. Let's see, let's write the name. And I'm going to let that dry so that I can show you what it looks like when it's all dried and outside. But I wanted to try these. Let's have a look at them. So the way to do it is you just put in a damp brush in there, and that's it. And you can see how much color you can get from just that. They are very concentrated and they are lovely. Very fun to play with, very fun to travel with, which actually reminds me that I do have quite a bit of them, and I think I will, I think I'll take them with me to Hawaii, because that is a fantastic thing to have in your purse and backpack. So in Hawaii I'll be doing a lot of hiking, but I'm really hoping I can film a bit, first of all, to show you the scenery. But also I'm planning to do a lot of plein air painting there, so. And a green. Now the only thing with these is that they are very punchy. I mean, you know, this is candy colored paint. So, you know, I don't think I would be using them just like that, although with the type of foliage and flowers that you can find in Hawaii, it wouldn't be too weird, but this is what happens if you mix them with a regular watercolor. And this is the way I like to work, very, very, very wet. And it just, I mean, it's tricky in the sense that you never exactly know what you're going to get. But if you do it enough, you know, you start to get it, and oh, this is really lovely. Yeah, I will be taking some of these with me. They weigh absolutely nothing, so it's not like I would be hesitating really. Well, here we are. That is all the Jazper watercolor that I have for now. I have my eye on a couple more. I do have watercolors from other brands, handmade watercolors from other brands too, so I will be showing that in another video. But for now, I'm going to wait until the sample is dry and then I will show you. So I'm now outside to show you what the colors look in the light. They are very beautiful and rich, and some of them, I'm going to put it in the sun, some of them have a bit of shimmer like the rhodonite, which I believe is a natural from the stone itself. The graphite series also have a bit of shimmer, and oops, sorry, I was looking at my paper. And the vine, fuchsite, very, very, very nice. And that indigo is just really, really pretty. I mean, they all are. I love a royal violet, matte violet brown. Ox red is super rich. Well, now I just have to go and paint and make my palette for traveling to Hawaii. I'm saying that very confidently, like this is going to be an easy thing to do, but I'll probably agonize for hours. Okay, maybe not hours. I don't actually have hours to agonize over it, but alright. I guess I will show you my palette when I'm done. Hey, so I know I said that I was going to show you a painting and the palette made with the paints. However, this video is very long, so and I'm working on several projects. So what I'm going to do is that next week I will put up a video showing how I choose my colors and make a painting for my choosing colors for my palette, and how I make a painting out of those. So I hope you'll forgive me. It's just too long. Anyway, I will see you next week.